Not exactly the kind of game I would think about when it comes to TurboGrafx. Usually the first game I think of when I think TurboGrafx, even if it's one that I've played not too much, is Blazing Lasers. Seems to be like the popular one for TurboGrafx. I have my own preferences for TurboGrafx games. Oh, you can cure my wounds? It's too bad I'm not hurt. Your output looks clean? Yeah, I don't have too much of a reference for the Duo, but, like, compared to actual hardware, because the best I can compare it to is the very shitty video signal on the, on my TurboGrafx unmodded. Do I want bombs? Who needs bombs? You want to find more money, though, for the sake of buying better gear later. Most of Analog's consoles tend to look pretty good. They've been pretty much my go-to for streaming retro games on hardware for the longest time now. When they put out their N64 one, whenever that ends up coming out, it'll probably be my go-to for N64. You know, then my core graphics with an SSD S3 running through no SSD, probably cheaper too. Yeah, so here's the interesting thing. So most of Analog's consoles, you know, you've had stuff like the Genesis, the NES, the Super Nintendo that they've made high quality consoles for, and usually you're paying a markup to play those games like cleanly on a flat screen. This is an interesting case where it's going to end up being one of the cheaper options for playing on hardware, because having been trying to look for a CD unit, at the very least, for like a TurboGrafx, or heck, even getting outright a Duo, and then, like, that's probably going to run you back more money than this would, and that's even before you get it modded, so you can get cleaner output and the like. Like, if you have TurboGrafx games, this is the easiest thing for me to recommend. I'm gonna absolutely fucking die if I don't be careful. Oh, maybe we'll be okay. Yeah. Isn't that clean to get a clean signal from a PC Engine variant? Yeah. That's a market I'm not all too thrilled to dive into at any point. So, gonna postpone getting a modded TurboGrafx as long as I can. It would be neat to have at some point, just not on my priority list, especially now that I have this. Oh, whoops. That was a terrible jump. Well, like, I have, like, a side setup, basically, for casual gaming, where, it's basically where I keep my CRT, and then I have a few, cables to output RGB, mostly for the consoles that don't need modifications to output RGB, so, like, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation. You want bombs? I'm good with no bombs. When the Duo winds up with a decent jailbreak, probably give it enough time. Weapons shop. I need 300 gold. Okay! Time to go grinding, then. Just gotta fight things for a little while until we get the money. This is always, like, the kind of the slow part of Keith Courage, are these types of stages. Because you got the stage where you're basically just walking around like we're doing now, and then you got the robot stages where you're in the mech, and the game just moves a lot faster there. And one more coin. Come on, somebody want to drop a coin? Yeah. I do for you the Brave Sword. Give Brave Sword. Alright, now we're in business for whatever's to come next. I guess I should show something else about this game that I learned recently. It's, like, it's a simple thing, but not really something I thought of. Is the ability to go back. The longest time, I did not know that was a thing you could do. I guess it just never occurred to me to try it. I mean, it's something that, when you think about it, it makes sense. So you can go back and buy stuff if you, like, die and lose your supplies, like your bombs. Speaking of dying. Not the, jumping arcs are interesting in this game, where you can basically keep moving forward and you can stop your jump arc at any point, but the moment you stop your jump arc, you're plummeting straight down. I was never tried going back here. It's such a weird thing, like, you wouldn't think to do it because, like, I'm in the main stage, why would I go back? But yeah, it's a thing you can do. Whether it's something you would get a lot of use out of or not, that depends on your playstyle more than anything else. But it is still something. Also, it occurs to me, I've not gotten a maximum health increase just yet. Because there's enemies that drop health, but then sometimes they drop a specific kind of heart that looks like any other heart, but fully heals you and increases your maximum health. I would like one of those. Another fun, not fun part of this game. Blind jumps. Game's got its fair share of them. I think they were... One of my earliest times I remember seeing this game was in a bad game tournament. And this game was in it. It was like a 10-game challenge thing. And this was one of the 10 challenges, and it was like... It was some stage late into the game. And there was just a lot of blind jump leaps of faith that you had to do. And it was real rude. And then I played the game where I'm like, this doesn't seem as bad, but I only played like the early parts of the game. Let's get some more money. Whatever money we can get our hands on. Beware of fire hazards. In the fire zone, perish the thought. Oh, but being aware of them, especially in cases like this where we just gotta kind of walk through the fire. That could be a problem with only 3 hearts. I'll play with fire, pun not intended. And not heal. Oh, God. These dang cats! I want to get on top of the house. Yeah, here we go. Now who's the boss, cats? Weapon shop. 600 gold. Coming up on 600. Oh, nope. Didn't mean to go back in. Yeah, 600 gold. We can get a little bit more for the road ahead, hopefully. Or enough to lose in the next stage. Under sword obtained. Yeah, I'm super low on health now. This sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna need to pay for healing. At least there's enough cats that'll spawn here. Just gotta get lucky with the coin drops. That's the real trick. I need 3 more. Nope. Nope. Grinding for money in video games is always fun, and nothing is ever horrible about that. Ever. Nope. Okay, we've got the money. Fuck this, we're out. Just in time to keep crossing fire. Murdering cats to pay the rent. Important life hack that you should definitely not be doing in real life. don't condone that at all. In video games, though, when you got a cat bank, sometimes you do what's necessary. Okay, maybe before getting out of this stage, gotta get some health. Yeah, there's a max health up, finally. Only took however long for us to come across one. Oh god, there's a lot to unpack with this stage. The layout of the stage. Branching paths is always the most fun thing. Do I go up? Do I go down? Which way do you want me to go, game? It seems like a hypothetically good place, because I think it's only the big guys that can drop health. So it's a good place to, in theory, grind for health and health upgrades. But hopefully, just by naturally playing the game, we'll hit the health capacity. We have to switch our bomb type if we ever decide to buy bombs. The sword's doing good enough. Oh, fire. No, thank you. Also have to deal with our fair share of Yoku blocks. There's the boss. Oh no, the wizard. Come on, stun lock him. Yeah. On stage 4. Oh no, the cats are back. What's in here? Toxic Zone. And Laser Sword, I guess, is the weapon we'll be buying from the weapon store this time around. We can never find it. Oh god, you dropped a lot of money. Holy moly. I think we found the money trick. Or we just got really damn lucky. I'm willing to bet on got really damn lucky. Bolt bombs. Nah. All my money is going to go towards better swords. And moving platforms. Move exactly as fast as the moving platforms do, so you really got to watch your jumps on the horizontal moving ones, because a bad jump can mean you're going to miss the platform. Heal wounds. I mean, that is actually kind of tempting now, but I don't even know how much money we're gonna need for the sword. Weapon shop, 1,200 gold. More money than we have, but what's a little grinding? Especially since these small blue guys seem to regularly drop a lot of money. And there's our 1,200. Easy. Give me my laser sword. And end of the first part of the stage. Now the hard part. Remember that blind jump thing? Let's sell a 12-year-old a laser sword. Times are tough. Sometimes you take any sales you can get. Okay, where the hell am I going? This way seems right to me. Oh shit. Up. I think we're taking steps in the right direction. won't know until it's too late, but... really hoping that would be a maximum health up. But no. Still, after all this time, stuck at 4 HP. We've only gotten a whole 1 maximum HP up. Gross. Nothing's dropping any. Okay, so we go down from here. Oh, come on! One of those moments where I really wish I could just pan the camera right about now. I could see what's below me and not stumble into it. I don't think I can pan the camera down. Oh, that's the menu. Don't want to mess with that. Yeah, that's the safe place to drop down. Panning would be too easy, and good design. Yeah. This is in an era where good design was not allowed. Come on back, Yoku platform. I think the game... Keith Courage has some neat ideas with it. It just feels like not the kind of neat ideas I would put, like, that I would bundle with my video game console, for God's sake. Because one of the things that makes the idea of bundling Keith Courage in with the TurboGrafx really confusing to me is... So the TurboGrafx, I think it's a pretty known thing at this point, has turbo buttons, like, built into the controller, and, like, that's a big thing, considering Turbo was, like, kind of the selling point of in that era for your third-party video game controller you were selling, or it commonly was. So to have that built into the first-party controller itself, you'd think that the game that it would bundle in would be a game you would sooner use that turbo button with, and you don't really need turbo for Keith Courage. Finance game is a weird choice of being a pack, and I would have bundled in like a shmup as a pack, and that seems like the most logical thing, in part because of just how many damn shmups are on the TurboGrafx and PC Engine. Probably bundle in something like R-Type or Blazing Lasers. And you'd be set. Oh god, how... Oh, I think I know how this boss works for your attacking pattern. Yeah, we just do this for a while until you die. Shit. Yeah, nice and easy, just had to get into a rhythm. Okay, stage 5. This looks to be an ice place. And video games sure do love their ice physics. This is the Glacier Zone, where it is cold and icy. Book 1 and 2 were better packing. Wasn't Ys Book 1 and 2, wasn't that a CD-based game? Which I don't think was an accessory available at launch. I'm thinking specifically, like, games that, that use a hue card. Because I think forget if no, I don't think Fighting Street was packing for the CD unit, I don't think. Yeah, launch list for the CD. I want to say Fighting Street is usually the game that I think of when I think, like, early TurboGrafx CD, I don't know if it's actually, like, packing or not, but... Okay. It might have just been a launch title or something. It's like, my TurboGrafx CD collection is pretty small. I have a handful of TurboGrafx CD games, because I have Ys Book 1 and 2, I have Ys 3, and then I have Fighting Street and Addams Family on TurboGrafx CD. And that's like my entire TurboGrafx CD library, at least of US ones. Yeah, they were both launch titles, okay. I want to get Last Alert for TurboGrafx CD, because that game rules. And is really goofy, but very entertaining. And the Valis games that released on TurboGrafx CD. Although I'm a firm believer that the Genesis version of Valis 3 is a lot more fair than the TurboGrafx CD version. Although, the TurboGrafx CD version probably has nicer presentation, if more bullshit level design. Oh god, I need a lot of money. Alright, back to grinding! Oh god, we're gonna be here for a while. Oh, good. I better hope that I also don't die. Noticing how low my health gets. Although, with that said, I don't notice myself losing that much health in these sections. I just don't feel like they're nearly as damaging. I did see the gold cat that showed up earlier and dropped a red coin, which apparently was worth, I think, 200 coins, is what that added to my total. So, if more of those could show up, I'd be all for that. Yeah. So, talking about the CD unit again, I was never really as interested in the CD lineup. Even though it's more impressive from a technical standpoint, one of the neat things about the TurboGrafx was the format the media took for me. Like, having all the games being on, like, little cards was just kind of an appealing thing to me. Just, like, sliding the card. Much like the Master System game cards, for how few of those there were. Launch titles were Alien Crush, China Warrior, Dungeon Explorer, Keith Courage, Legendary Axe, Power Golf, R-Type, Victory Run, and Vigilante. Of those games, I would probably bundle an R-Type, because I think the way R-Type works mechanically really works to Turbo Button's benefit. Like, as a shmup. China Warrior, I definitely would not put in the packing game. I'd play China Warrior. That game is bad. That game is real bad. I want to play through China Warrior at some point, though. Legendary Axe is one that I've always heard good things about, but I just never got around to playing it. Similar thing with, like, Newtopia. I've heard those games. I think there's 2 Newtopia games, and I've heard they're excellent. But I just never got around to playing them. China Warrior is the most Kusoge of Kusoge. Correct! Takes no time, Daydream. Welcome to my hell of coin grinding. Look, I've got, like, money. Newtopia 1 and 2 are worth a look. They're sort of a cheaper Zelda. That's what I've seen of Newtopia. I'm always, like, on the lookout for TurboGrafx games with the, like, the cardboard sleeve on the outside. I think it was 2,400 gold, so we're almost getting there. And unfortunately, finding TurboGrafx games with that outer sleeve is pain. Like, you're gonna be shelling out a lot more money than just buying the game with the interior jewel case. I got a stack, though, back here with some interesting TurboGrafx games that I'm looking forward to going through later, like, let's see, Pac-Land, JJ and Jeff, Deep Blue. Those are some of the highlights. And I use highlight in the most loving bullshit way possible. Oh, God! At least I bought the sword. And then knockback. Who is region 3, some of the JP titles are very English-friendly. This is true. Like, a number of the... I mean, that's just a common thing with game collecting in general. If you don't care about having the US version, just import it. You're gonna be likely paying a lot less money. I know a few people who do that. I like having the US version. Well, like all the packaging and all the like. Usually if I import a game, it's because it's an exclusive. Like, I have a handful of Japanese TurboGrafx games, or rather PC Engine. I think the standout that is the PC Engine port of Altered Beast that I have. Which isn't too big of a standout, but also I don't have that many Japanese TurboGrafx games. I think the other two TurboGrafx games that I have, or PC Engine games that are Japanese, are very text-heavy games. Like a visual novel and like a board game, I think, is what I got. I don't know what the actual names of the games are, because I can't read the text, but they were just games that I saw for cheap in a store. I'm like, these don't look like games we got over here in the US. Fuck it, they're cheap, I'll pick them up. Except for Altered Beast. Altered Beast was a conscious decision to pick up. Or a little bit more than I would have gone for. It was more like 40 bucks, I think. I don't remember how much it was. But I do have a few Japan-only TurboGrafx games that are, like, on my radar to keep an eye out for. Let's be careful of that jump this time. We should be getting close to the next mech section. I'll take a little bit more money on the way. There it is. Let's get out of here. It should be, what, mech stage 5? Oh, we got a much longer sword now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit. Also low on health, so I'm going to want to keep an eye out for some HP. And by some HP, I mean a lot of HP. Got Bomberman 94, Street Fighter 2, and Victory Run. For what's worth, unless Bomberman 94 is just the Bomberman that got localized over here. Oh, we're playing that game now. I see. I'm pretty sure it's not. Because, like, I do have the Bomberman we got over here. But I don't know which Bomberman that is in Japan. Because I know there's a bunch of them. Well, JP versions too, actually. Huh. Okay, yeah, I'm safe doing that. Victory Run was another game that I was, like, kind of eyeing. In part because it wasn't super expensive compared to a lot of our TurboGrafx games. Godspeed to any person who would try to find a legit copy of something like Magical Chase, though, for TurboGrafx. Magical Chase being the, for the unaware, basically the holy grail of the North American TurboGrafx library. Okay. That's not gonna be a fun jump. That's like 4K, yeah. A good game, I hear. But probably not worth that much to most people. And by most people, I mean people with a pulse. It is always a shame, though, when a super expensive game ends up being, like, a legit good game. Little Samson's another good example of that on the NES. Real good NES game. But also, like, one of the most expensive games of the NES library. There we go. Another one I like to point to is Ninja 5 for Game Boy Advance. I have that game boxed, and I absolutely love Ninja 5. Fucking phenomenal Game Boy Advance game. But it's also one of the most expensive Game Boy Advance games of the library. Not super expensive when stacked up against some of the other super expensive games of their respective libraries, but still really high for, like, GBA standards. Oh my god, Darkwing Duck for TurboGrafx. That's a fun game. And once again, a game, I say fun in the most loving of ways. Okay, I'm running low on health. So if something could start, dropping some HP, that'd be cool. That'll work. Full heal. Wait, am I going backwards? I feel like I'm going backwards. Almost fell into spikes there. I think we're okay. Yeah, there's the boss. Oh god, it's these two guys together. Oh no. Oh, one's already dead. And the other one's already dead. Okay, never mind. We're fine. We're perfectly okay. Stage 6. What was the one TurboGrafx game I had to play for Caruso? Builderland, I think is what it was. It's a Lemmings-like game on the PC Engine, Japan only. Where I say Lemmings-like, but that's not like, that's like in the loosest way possible. Where the idea is you have a character that's basically constantly walking to the right, so you have to keep building a path. Oh, remember that Kuso match? Yeah. That game was pretty neat. Like, I would be okay with, like, finding a copy of that game, and when I did some looking, it wasn't a super expensive game. Yeah, that was like a would recommend. Would recommend if you're looking for that sort of game. Heal your wounds! No thank you. What I know is I'm going to need a lot of money for whatever sword I'm buying here. And nothing is dropping money. And that sucks. Really sucks. The other zones have low-price weapons. Even the money cats are broke. Gotta rob what little they have still. Oh, please. Oh, God. Yeah, if I committed to that jump, I would have been plummeting into the spikes. No, thank you. Please stay out. Next door. Keep trying, Keith. I'm doing my best. Okay, we're getting some money here and there. Nurse Nancy back again. I think I have enough health that I don't really need to rely on Nurse Nancy anymore. Those coins spawned in a very inconvenient spot. My weapons have been helpful. Get them to get to the end. You're not going to sell me one. Bolt bombs, I haven't needed them yet, and I'm gonna continue to not need them. Form across. Is this where the weapon store is? Nope, Nurse Nancy again. Nurse Nancy is everywhere. It's like the Pokemon thing with all the Nurse Joys. Alpha Sword. That sounds like the best weapon I could get. It's also very expensive. So we're gonna be here for a bit. Because I want that sword. Apparently, what I've heard about this game, is that it's apparently based off of some sort of anime, or at least the Japanese version is, but the localization changed things up a bit with, like, the characters. Something to that effect. Because, you know, we wouldn't understand anime over here in the States. Well, plenty of enemies that spawn real fast. It's also why I have the game set in Twitch as not Keith Courage, because I love setting game titles in the Twitch database, because oftentimes they don't end up being in the Twitch database, because, well, technically they are, but only the Japanese version, because apparently, I think I read that, the way Giant Bomb has their database, or I guess at least Twitch has their database, is that if it's a game under, like, two very different names, they'll only have the Japanese version in the Twitch database, which is why you don't find games like Tetris Attack in the Twitch database, because it's under Pound de Pawn. And similarly, that's why Keith Courage is not in the Twitch database. What was really fun was when I was playing, Bomberman GB as well as Wario Blast featuring Bomberman, because apparently, the research that I did tells me that Wario Blast featuring Bomberman is Bomberman GB in Japan, and Bomberman GB over here is Bomberman GB2 in Japan. Naming is stupid. Naming is the worst. Why do we name games? Should've just done what the Odyssey was doing way back in the day. Just have him, like, game number 1. They had it figured out, and then we had to go and muck it up later. The inner workings of my mind when having to grind 4,000 coins for a prolonged period of time. Game F, yeah. It's like everybody I know who uses the stuff like the retro garbage category, when that's like actually the name of a game, but people just use it for when they're playing some prime jank. Or similarly, people I know who use the Mystery Funhouse category for when they're doing the Speedruns Live mystery races, since the channel they get rebroadcasted on is aptly called Mystery Funhouse. I do that for my mystery races. Or at least the Speedruns Live mystery ones that I do. God, we're only at 3,500 coins? God, why? At least anything that drops money seems to be relatively consistently dropping like 100 gold each. So just getting them like 1 coin at a time. $3,800, $3,900. Also, why an arbitrary amount like 4,800? Let me double check that it's 4,800, right? Yeah, it is. Didn't want to grind for more money than I needed to. I wanted to establish just how much money it was that I needed. Beyond a lot. Beyond a fuck ton. Oh, well. There's the one coin. The lone coin. The game's getting smart with me. It's dropping money in much smaller bursts. Hate it. $4,400. Come on, just a few more things need to drop some coinage. And then we can get the hell out of here. Yeah, yeah. Come on, just need 2 more coins to drop. Yeah, there we go. 4,800. Give me my Alpha Sword. Use it wisely. Nah. I'm not gonna use it wisely. Well, that's the silver lining. It was right at the end of the stage, so we can jump straight into the mech section. Yeah, look at that pink sword! Yeah, I love this. And another maximum health up. I think 8 hearts is the most we can have, so we just need 1 more maximum health up. And we'll be at capacity. Alright, so we want to go down. The platform would over crumble away. Where do we go from here? That's a dead end, so only way that leaves is this way. So far, that looks like a pretty accurate assessment. Please don't knock me into Spike Land. Okay, we're fine for now. Alright, that's crumbling platform. I'm gonna wait for that to cycle through its thing before making the jump. Don't want to make the jump just for what happens afterward to be that the platform crumbles away. Alright, it looks like dropping down. There's no going back, which means I think we made the right call in dropping down there. God damn it. Should have dropped down to that small hole. That might have led me further down. That's kind of the way you play these sections, is you just, like, drop down. There we go. Now we're at our maximum health capacity. You just kind of drop down holes. And just keep falling down. Find any safe place to drop down. The lower you go, the more in the right direction you're going. It's kind of the takeaway from this game. We went down here before. Was this about where we died? No. We had to go to the right next. Make sure my health is topped off at least somewhat for the boss. Alright, just gonna wait for that platform. I know better than to rush it. I think we keep going. Yeah, we keep going right and then drop down here. That's what sounds right to me. So what happens when we drop down here? Okay. Good call. Alright, I figured that was gonna be safe. Got more crumbling platforms here, so just navigate our way across them. Drop down here. Boss! just realized, are those things shooting out, like the projectiles that follow me down to the boss arena, were they shooting out syringes? Is that what that was supposed to be? Alright. Boss down. On to what I believe is the last stage. Stage 7. I don't think we gotta make any pit stops. Maybe just visit Nurse Nancy. That's like the most we would probably want to do. I think our weapon's good. I still don't feel too obligated to buy bombs. I don't know, maybe I should. Well, conveyor belts. Seem to be the reoccurring gimmick for this area. Move just fast enough that we basically stay in place if we run against them. The old man, he has seen the strength of the boss. Okay. If you say so. I am gonna actually buy bolt bombs. Just because, like, why the hell not? I just need one more coin to be able to afford them. Which means nothing's gonna drop that coin. Holy moly. There they are. Just order them all at once in one place. Well, that's a lot of bolt bombs. Alright, well, I'm equipped for the next area, then. We'll see how long those bolt bombs last for, though. I noticed that every time I died, my money got cut in half, so I'm going to guess it's a similar deal with the bolt bombs if I don't just outright lose all my bombs. Which is also why I was hesitant to buy some, you know, limited commodity. I want to hang on to all the money you can for the swords that are more of a permanent upgrade. If I can get enough money, I might be paying a visit to Nurse Nancy again. Running a bit low on health. Not that I think we're going to take enough damage to die in this part of the stage. But it's been 400 to pay for healing, so... Yeah, let's see if Nurse Nancy's around here. So you also sell the Alpha Sword, but you sell it at a much higher price. 9,600 coins, and Nurse Nancy is here. So yeah, I guess if you didn't get your Alpha Sword in the last stage, well, have fun grinding for it here. There's the full heal. It's brutal. Yeah, no kidding. If I had gotten to this point and I didn't have the Alpha Sword already, I would have just skipped it. Grinding that much money is not worth it, especially since this is the last stage anyway. Okay. It's the classic Castlevania maneuver of up and attack in order to use one of your bolt bombs. Oh, these guys show up as just regular enemies now. Oh boy. I love that. Okay, I was really worried that I was too greedy with that jump. But no, we're fine. We're fine, we're living. Just go. Also fight some big guys as we go along to possibly get some health. Especially if I run to some pretty easy ones to fight. Any health I can get for the final boss is going to be greatly appreciated. Oh, that's a full heal. That's what I like to see. Oh. I have made an error in which way to go. That is 100% a wall. So down here, then. Yeah. Across the spooky death spikes. Oh, fuck you. You just had to show up then. Right then and there. I don't like how much damage I took, because I think we're coming up on the boss. Well, let's see how this goes. Kind of see what your attack patterns are like. I just gotta keep playing the dodging game for a while. And primarily play the dodging game. Oh, come on. Rude. Damn it. Alright, I think we're entering focus mode now. Yeah! And that appears to be game. Keith Courage is no more. Oh, flashing. Alright, where's Backloggery? Go cross this up. Your reward is a seizure. Unfortunately, a common thing I've noticed. I think I've played a few other TurboGrafx games where the game just flashes a lot at the end. Really, that's tame compared to some of the other ones. Beastly Alien Dude's bad! Fighting through the 7 deadly zones. Keith has restored the planet Earth to its former peace. A peace his father knew well and died for. Yeah, where's all this lore all of a sudden? NES and TurboGrafx love flashing. Don't forget Atari. Atari loves its flashing as well. Yeah, where was any of this lore? I guess probably in the manual. But also, how much of this has changed from like the, what do you call it? From the Japanese version. Look for the next Keith Courage adventure. I don't think we ever got a Keith Courage 2. You can even still, like, see the text up at the top. Which I think is just an effect. Something I would have only noticed with the hardware that I'm playing on. Probably wouldn't have noticed that on actual hardware. I try to forget Atari. Yeah, that's fair. Atari has some good things, just you're not gonna get a whole lot of gameplay out of them. Nowadays. Beastly Alien... I still cannot get over Beastly Alien Dudes, or BAD for short. Like, that's like the most localized localization you could ever imagine. And the end. I think a lot of TurboGrafx games have that thing of, like, it just hangs on the end screen, doesn't go back to the title screen, so you have to shut off the console. And I think that's the case here.